Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be creating some cards using the Better Press system today. These are some new products from Spellbinders and I'm super excited about these because I love creating floral cards. This set is called Floral Stems and I love how it has the coordinating dies. So these are all separate flowers. You can ink up just one or you can ink up all of them and then die cut them. This is a really fabulous sentiment set, and it's called You Are Everything Sentiments. And look at this. You can stamp them out all at once and then cut them out all at once. So you have a stash of sentiments to use on your cards. And last, I have Cosmo's Backdrop. This is stunning. And then it has a coordinating stencil called Layered Cosmo's Backdrop. I'm going to be using that in a separate video. It's so pretty. I wanted to spend my time on that. And then last, they have a new tool in the shop. This is called the 1-2 Punch Corner Rounder and Notch. So it will round your corners. And then it also punches notches so that you can create your own envelopes, like so. But I'm going to be using this tool a little bit differently. I'll show you what I'm going to do in just a minute. I'm going to start out with the sentiments because I was so excited to try out this plate. I'm putting it on my Better Press system and I'm going to ink it up with black. I like to ink it up about 3 times just to get a nice dark impression. And I'm using Spellbinders watercolor paper. I didn't have a full sheet of their cotton Better Press paper. I only have the pre-cut A2 size panels, and you need a little bit of a bigger panel to fit all of your sentiments onto it. So hence the half sheet of their watercolor paper. Take this off camera and run it through my Platinum 6. Let's see how these turned out. Look at these pretty sentiments. If they were all similarly themed, it would be a great background. But you got a lot of different sentiments for many different occasions. Let's go ahead and cut these out. Tape this in place with a little bit of yellow tape. I'll take this off camera and run it through the Platinum 6 again. I want to show you something else that I recently purchased. This is also going to be available in the Spellbinders shop. You can also get it on scrapbook.com. But I love this little tray system. You may have already seen these, but I love them because they stack and you can see through them to what's inside each tray. But I'm just going to store my sentiments in one of the smaller trays for now. You can get them in different sizes and different sets. But I wanted some large and some small, so I got the set that has 2 of each size. But I've been using this little tray system a lot since I bought it, and I'm just loving it. Okay, so it's nice to contain everything while you're working on your cards. So let's go ahead and press the flowers next. I'm going to do every single one, and there's a few leaves. And again, I'm going to ink them up about 3 times. And I'm using black ink again to do this. I'm also using the same watercolor paper that I used on the sentiments. Let's see how these turned out. So pretty and detailed. One of the leaves didn't stamp out very well. I don't think I put enough ink on that, so here is a second sheet. But I am still going to use all of these flowers. I'm going to pull out my Prismacolor colored pencils to color these in. The colored pencils look so pretty on this paper. You can really see the texture, and I like that kind of sketchy look. So let's cut out our first flower. If you wanted to smoothen out your coloring lines, you could use some Gamsol on it. Gamsol is an odorless mineral spirit that kind of breaks down the colored pencil and smooths everything out. But again, I loved the sketchy look and being able to see the texture of the paper on these flowers. So I have the 1-2 punch tool here again, and I'm going to round all 4 corners. And then I'm going to use the notch feature on this to distress this a little bit, make it look distressed. For this punch, it's easier for me if I put it down on my desk and just punch it that way. It's kind of hard to pick it up and punch it with my fingers. So I like to use it laying down on my work mat. And I can use my whole palm to just kind of make the punches that I need. I'm just going around this panel, adding little notches all around it, some big, some small. I just thought that was such a cute, fun look. This is very heavyweight textured paper. And I wanted to add a little bit of color behind the flower that I'm going to use on this card. So I pulled out some blue ink, and I'll add a little bit in the center of this panel. This is a very pale blue ink, so I'm just kind of layering it up to get the darkness that I want. Then I'm going to use a piece of blue cardstock behind this as well. This watercolor panel, I did cut it down before I started making the notches so that it was a little bit smaller than an A2 sized card, which is 5.5 by 4.25. So I'll attach the blue cardstock onto the card base. And then for this panel, I'll add some more tape runner to the back. I want to curl up the edges of it a little bit just to add some dimension. And I can center this on the blue cardstock. My flower and my sentiment are both going down flat. Put the sentiment at the bottom left corner. This will be a get well card. So the sentiment says, take care and feel better. I have a leaf that's going to go behind the flower, so I'm going to glue this down first. These are so beautifully drawn. And now for the flower. This would look really cute popped up as well. They have some new foam, colored foam in the Spellbinders shop that I have my eye on. I think it would look really pretty if you used the floral die cut on a piece of colored foam and then just kind of offset it a little bit so you can see a sliver of that foam from behind it. Now for some black sequins. I thought I'd do black just to kind of pull in the sentiment a little more. And here is card number 1, all finished. I'll give you a good close-up look at this. And I always have to remember to mention the texture that the better press presses into the paper. On card number 2, I have a bunch of the flowers and leaves ready to go. I colored these in again with my Prismacolor colored pencils. It was so fun just to sit down and listen to an audiobook in color. Now I have a bunch of flowers ready for a bunch of different cards. This is my little set that I recently picked up. These pencils are so nice and creamy, and they're a lot cheaper than like the Faber-Castells or the Caran d'Ache Luminance colored pencils. I used Spellbinders January 3D Embossing Folder Club to create this panel. The cardstock is Dahlia Pink. And I'll glue this onto my card base with some liquid glue. I like using liquid glue behind my embossed panels so that I don't flatten them with the tape runner. I chose a few flowers and leaves to attach to the front of this card. And again, I'm going to use my liquid glue to glue 2 of these down. And then the flower in the middle, I'm going to pop up with some foam squares. But let's glue down the leaves. And now for the middle panel. I put a bunch of large and small foam squares. And then the bottom of the stem, I added a little bit of liquid glue, so that would be flat. I'm going to be attaching the sentiment right over the bottoms of the stems. And I'm going to use some more foam squares to do this. I chose a birthday sentiment for this card. I love the sentiment. It says, "This card is full of birthday wishes." And last, I'm going to add some pearls around this panel. The color of this set of pearls is called Fashion Rouge. I thought it matched really well with the dark pinks on the flowers. And I have a bunch of the flowers and sentiments left over so that if I need to create a quick card, I'll have that ready. Here's a close-up of card number 2. I love the look of the texture behind it, too. So let me pull out card number 1 again. There's so much you can do with this Better Press set of flower stems. I'll leave links to everything in the description box below if you want to check it out. Have a wonderful crafty day, my friends. Till next time. Bye.